Hey everyone, Nem here. Today I'm going to tell you how I saved $60,000 by moving abroad. Before a few years ago, I never even thought of moving out of America. I was able to fully move to Thailand within a few months of making that decision. I do want to note that moving abroad may not be in the picture for everyone, and I'm extremely lucky with having a job that allowed me to do that. You may be finishing up college or have a family, making it much more difficult to make such a big change. Moving away from your home country is a big decision for anyone thinking about doing it, no matter what your circumstances are. I just want to highlight what worked for me and how I was able to save a pretty good chunk of money by reducing my expenses and not increasing my lifestyle in other ways. I'm from California and chose to live in the two most expensive areas, being Los Angeles, that currently has an average rent amount for a one bedroom at $2,340, and the Bay Area, with rent averaging for a one bedroom at $3,030 in San Mateo County, which I previously lived in. Even with making over $100,000, the taxes and rent really does eat into the majority of your salary, leaving with you little to save. I have been working remotely since 2017, so I do have a lot of experience moving pretty easily without having to search for a new job in the area. So this accelerated my ability to move to Thailand while reducing the risk. I've seen a lot of stories of people moving abroad looking to build something big and don't have a safety net in place in case something does not go to plan. I also got extremely lucky having that job that would allow me to do this experiment. I had a coworker who moved to Korea, so I thought, why could I not do something similar? Okay, I do plan on making a different video about how I made it to Thailand, if that would interest people, but today I wanted to focus on the cost of savings. First, do not pick where you live solely on how much it costs. That is a recipe for disaster. Find somewhere that fits with what you're looking for above all. Before moving, I visited Thailand for a month to see if I could work here and if I actually liked it. Okay, let's get into my cost for California. My rent for a studio apartment in Los Angeles was $2,100. Utilities for electric and gas was about $150 a month. I spent around $800 a month on food for groceries and eating out. My car insurance was $60 a month, and I know that that's very cheap. I did have basic coverage, the lowest amount of coverage that you could have legally, on my 13-year-old Corolla. My phone was on a family plan with Verizon, and I spent $45 a month for unlimited data. And I spent about $100 a month on gas. My work does subsidize my internet, so I'm not going to include that in my calculation. So just to survive in Los Angeles, it would cost me $3,255 a month, and that's the bare necessities, not anything extra, traveling, events, games, any of the fun stuff. That's just to survive and to get by in Los Angeles. California also has a price just to live there. My state income tax came to about $7,000 a year, which I was able to get rid of by moving my state residence to Nevada. So if you include the state income taxes, my cost to live in California was around $46,060. These costs did fit me pretty well if you follow the common budget framework of 50-30-20, 50% for your needs, 30% for your wants, and 20% for your savings. But looking back, 50% of your income towards basics is a lot, and it's not where I wanted to be. I didn't start saving until I was 27, so I had to accelerate it in any way that I could think of. I've been in Thailand for about 2 years now. It's great living in a big city like Bangkok with something that is affordable relative to my income. You couldn't dream of living in a comparable city in America at the prices that you can get. I do want to recognize the privilege that I have coming from America, where my dollar does go a lot further here than a local Thai person. It's important to be mindful of this when being a guest in someone else's country. Okay, to break down my expenses here. My rent for a one-bedroom condo in Bangkok is $740. One thing to keep in mind is this can fluctuate with currency exchanges. When I first moved here, $1 equaled to 36 baht. Today, that same dollar is 31 baht, which means my dollar has a 14% currency depreciation within 2 years, which is quite large for such a short time. My utilities, electric and water, are about $61. For food, I do eat out most meals and spend... Oh, God. For food, I do eat out most meals and spend about $700 a month. I could reduce this a lot if I were to eat more at home, but food can be priced much lower or similar to Western food, So I chose to add more convenience in my life without increasing my overall spending. My phone bill is only $9 a month for unlimited data. Transportation does vary from month to month, but I've not gone over $30. So that puts me at a bare minimum spend of $1,540 or $18,480 just to cover my basic needs living here in Thailand. So after 2 years living here, I've been able to reduce my basic living expenses by $61,160. Location arbitrage is a very powerful tool that can help you get ahead in your financial journey. With that said, financial benefits should be a step when choosing a place, not the goalpost. I'm in Thailand for the long haul, and I'm working on building a future life here. So that's it for this video. I hope it gave you some personal perspective as someone who has made the jump moving overseas. And as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.